the more things that I learn, the less that I feel like I know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's like you think that you know things, you think that you kind of have a grip on reality, you think you kind of understand what's going on, and then more things start to happen the older you get. You know, you start to experience new things, you continue to grow as a person, and then the more you learn, the less that you know. You know what I mean? Like the more you learn things, then all of a sudden it's like now you have more questions. You have more than you started with. You thought when you were younger, you thought you knew things. You thought you understood life. You thought you understood reality. You thought you had an understanding of the universe. You thought all these things. But then as you continued to learn more, as you continued to seek out understanding and seek out knowledge and seek out information, the more things that you learned, then it was just like all of a sudden now you really don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? You realize just how much we don't understand as human beings. Because I mean, let's be honest, guys. We're just as mortal humans. We don't really know shit. We really don't. I mean, that's the most humble. That is the most honest thing that anybody can say is I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know is the most truthful thing that anybody can say. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to say that when you learn things, you just, all of those things that you learned aren't true anymore. You can learn stuff and you can have wisdom and that kind of thing, but that you're never at the end of the road. You know what I mean? You're never at the end of the road. There's always more to learn. There's always more questions out there. There's always more confusion. You know what I'm saying? There's always more to understand. And as human beings, it doesn't really matter how old you are. You can be, you can be elderly. You can be 70, 80, whatever, 90 years old. And even then, you're probably not going to have a full on understanding of what's going on in this world, what's going on in this life, what's going on in this universe. You're just not. Because again, you know what I mean? We're just humans. That's all we are. We're just human beings. We're mortal beings. We don't really know what's going on. We were born into this world. None of us signed up to be born into this simulation, you know what I mean? This matrix. So it's like when we're here, at least for me personally, now that I'm here, you know what I mean? Now that I've been born into this world, it's like I want to know what's going on. You know what I mean? I want to learn. I seek understanding. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these like, dead people walking out here that's just not curious about anything, that just doesn't question anything, that's never had these type of thoughts ever. You know what I'm saying? I am a curious person. I'm somebody who wants to know things. You know what I mean? I want to understand as much as I can, at least. I want to understand as much as I can what's happening, and it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? It's learning is a journey, right? Wisdom is a journey. It's day by day. You take it day by day. You learn more today than you learned yesterday, and that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just like the more you learn, the less that you realize that you know. You know what I mean? And vice versa is true too. There's a lot of people who it's almost like they don't know what they don't know, right? You when you estimate, it's kind of like the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? When you think you know a lot about something, really you don't actually know very much because you're overestimating how much you know because you don't know how much you don't know, right? But then as you continue to learn more and more and more, and you become more knowledgeable about a particular topic or about things in general, then all of a sudden it's like now you are in a place to where you can understand, wait a minute, I don't understand shit, and I really didn't understand anything when I thought that I did, so but yeah, that for me, when it just comes to knowledge in general, wisdom in general, truth seeking, things like this, it's like the further you go on this journey of seeking truth, the further you go on this journey of seeking understanding and knowledge and wisdom, the more you begin to understand and realize just how lost we as humanity really are. You know what I mean? Because we don't really know shit. You know what I'm saying? We really don't. Most of us out here are pretty fucking lost. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to life and this kind of stuff. So definitely don't trust people who claim that they're just the arbiter of knowledge and they just know it all and shit like this. Like, obviously I've got videos on my channel where I'm talking about some truthful things and some wisdom and insights that I've gained over the years, but again, I'm just some person. I'm just some guy on the internet talking on a screen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know it all, and I don't claim to know it all. You know what I mean? I'm just a person who's gone through a lot of things at kind of a young age, and you know, I was able to learn and grow and that kind of stuff, and kind of understand a little bit about the world. But again, I mean, my point remains, and my ultimate point is, the more you learn, the less you know. I mean, that's just true. You know what I mean? The less you know. I think the smartest people among us are the people who are able to admit that they don't know. They don't know. You know what I mean? And the reverse is also true. Like, the dumbest people among us, the most idiotic people, they're the people that think they got it all figured out. They're the people that think that their way is the right way, and they just know it all and all this kind of shit. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? We most of us out here are lost as fuck. We don't know what the hell's going on. We're just taking it day by day. We're trusting in God. We're trusting in the universe to kind of guide us and this sort of thing. But yeah, most of us out here are pretty lost, and we're learning what we can every day. I'm certainly trying to do that myself, and obviously, if you're watching this video right now, you're probably somebody who has a similar mindset to me. And so yeah, that's kind of the video, guys. The more you learn, the less you know. So yeah, if you guys enjoy these type of videos, my name is John. This is a new channel that I've started on YouTube maybe a couple weeks, about a month ago at this point. I'm just a guy who kind of talks my opinion. You know, I give my thoughts on the modern world. I give insights on social dynamics, things like this, just human topics, real topics, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to drop a like and subscribe for more. That's basically the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm John, and I'm out.